Welcome one and all back to my YouTube channel. I am Nexus What-Ifs, and today I bring you What If Naruto and Minato Switched Places Part 5. Now, I just started recording the video, and I can already tell that some of the footage I'm using for this video I may have used in other videos, so if that is the case, my bad, but like I'm already recording, so like, and I just don't feel like changing it. So yeah. This will be one of the final parts of this what if. At most expect like 3 other parts. Wait, hang on. One, two, three. Yeah, at most expect 3 other parts to this what if. But at least expects 2 other parts. So this is the fourth or third to last part of What If Naruto and Minato Switched Places. For season 1, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna end off all my what ifs at like where part 1 ends off, and then I'll continue them. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get on into it. What if Naruto and Minato switch places? Chapter 5, Encounter. We now see the team in the village about a week or so later. Kakashi had recommended them for the exams after seeing how capable Minato and Sasuke were, especially as a team. He is concerned about Sakura's development and considers something, but remembers her dream and wishes that she'll be able to accomplish it. Minato is walking around the village with his little sister Kusina. Now don't forget, Obito and Rin had a daughter of their own. They adopted Minato. So Obito and Rin's daughter is Kusina, and they named her after, well, Kusina. So yeah. Brother, look at me! I'm an airplane! She exclaimed as she waved her arms around while running with her eyes closed. Whoa, look at you go! Minato said as he chuckled. As she's running around playfully, she bumps into someone accidentally and falls on her butt. Ow, she said. Minato was running up while projecting. Kusina, are you okay? He caught up and said, sorry about my sister. She tends to get carried away when she plays around. Kusina quickly picks herself up and apologetically says, sorry for bumping into you, mister. I wasn't looking. This wasn't satisfactory enough for the stranger as he suddenly picks her up by the collar and looks at her face to face. I don't take kindly to being bumped into, the stranger in all black said. He suddenly felt something press against his neck. He ever so slowly moved his head just enough to see the bright blonde hair and the cold blue eyes. And I don't take kindly to people being aggressive for my sister, especially foreign shinobi, Minato said in a cold tone. Now, he deepens the kunai. Is that any way to treat the people hosting you? He finished. The man drops her, but before she could hit the floor, Minato catches her midair while embracing her in a hug. She was about to cry because of her brother getting serious and the mean stranger. It's okay. He can't hurt you anymore, my little firefox. Minato reassured her as he wiped away her falling tears. He puts her on the ground, and without turning around, he elbows the gut of the opposing stranger. He then turns around, and as he's about to punch him to the ground, a closed fan suddenly stops his punch. He looks up and sees that the girl that was standing next to him, holding the fan. He opens his fist, grabs the closed metal fan, and then breaks it with his grip strength. She gets surprised, but then quickly gets pissed and is about to charge him when she hears something that throws her in place. Conqueror, Tamari, stop dishonoring our village by being pathetic, a voice from a tree says with a monotone voice. In a monotone tone. Minato looks up toward the tree and sees the boy with red hair and a girl on his back. He notices how the girl in white and the boy in black are motionless. He swiftly kicks the named Conqueror and Tamari away. He kicks Conqueror, and then Conqueror bumps into Tamari, and yeah. The boy with the gourd then forms in front of Minato from the sand and says, Mother will be happy to spill your blood on the floor. Minato just turns around and walks away holding Kusina's hand. As he's walking away, he says, I'll see you at the exams. About a day or so later, we see Minato, Sasuke, and Sakura in front of the exam hall. They then head in, and a little while later are encountered by a flamboyant boy in green. "My name is Rock Lee, and you two are Minato Uchiha and Sasuke Uchiha, right?" the boy in green asked. The two of them nodded respectfully. "All right then, I challenge one of you to a taijutsu only match!" Lee exclaimed. Minato and Sasuke step up to accept. They surprise each other. Sasuke goes a scowl and Minato smiles nervously. They then step up at the same time once more. They look at each other again, and they then start sprinting towards Lee. Sasuke quickly realizes that it was stupid to try and beat Minato in a race, as he beat Sasuke extremely easily. Minato chuckles at Sasuke and then turns to Lee and says, "I accept your challenge." Lee smiles as he nods and then swings his fist at Minato's face. Minato dodges this as it was about to connect, and then gives him an open palm strike to Lee's chest. Lee takes the open palm strike, grabs his wrist, pulls him, and then headbutts him. Minato stumbles a bit, but quickly regains his composure and swings his other fist at Lee's side. This forces Lee to let go of his left hand. This is when Minato takes advantage of this and then starts comboing Lee. He hits him with a flurry of fists. To his chest, and then he ends it off with an open palm strike to the chest once more. He drops down to give him a sweep kick, which causes Lee to be lifted up in the air for a couple seconds. While Lee is in the air, Minato then sends a kick to his face, which causes him to be sent back even more. He impacts the wall, causing a dent in it. As he recovers, he says, "So it is true that you're like a yellow flash. What went on during your—" But he gets cut off by a hand in front of his face. Lee is confused when all of a sudden his face gets grabbed and thrown up into the air. Lee can barely keep up as Minato appears in front of him with his palm open. He extends his arm so the tips of his fingers are touching Lee's face. He then puts force into his arm, bends his elbow, and then turns his open palm to a fist. This adds so much more impact than just a regular punch due to the build-up, and the fact that Minato is above Lee while doing this. This sends Lee flying toward the ground, and when he lands, he actually makes a mini crater. He gets back up about a minute and is about to become serious, but that's when Guy appears and tells him not to. Guy and Lee went off to a beach at sunset. Guy and Lee then went off to a beach at sunset with crashing waves. Team 7 cringes from the display and walks up to the exam room. On their walk, Sasuke was replaying the fight in his head over and over again. He never took his eyes off the fight once and had his Sharingan activated, so he memorized all of the moves the two had done. "Maybe I'll be able to close the distance between the two of us, even if it's not by much," Sasuke thinks. They head into the exam hall, where they quickly are greeted by the first part of the exams, the written test. Minato quickly finds out that the point of the test is to cheat and considers using his Sharingan, but thinks that it's too easy and noticeable. So instead, he answers the questions he can and then waits there. When it comes to the final question, he puts a Genjutsu on his eyes, activates his Sharingan. He looks over around him and sees someone who has a completed test. He then places a flying lightning seal through his Sharingan onto the completed paper. He looks at his own paper and places a seal there as well. He uses a Jutsu and switches the paper swiftly. The Genin that had the completed test noticed this, but wasn't able to do anything about it. Team 7 accepts the final question, and they head off to the forest of death. Okay, so typically I think this is where I'd end the video off, but I'm really excited to get to more what-ifs, so I added some more stuff, but that's not how I stopped. Why I stopped is to explain how Minato was even able to do that, because no Sharingan user can just use a fireball through the eye or something like that, right? But why did I allow Minato to use seals through his eye? Well, I don't know, I just wanted to. But if I had to give a proper in-story reason, I guess it would be something like Minato was practicing with seals on his own, so much to the point where he became halfway through a master. So he's halfway through mastering the art of seals, right? and he had a sounding gun activated the whole time. He had a sounding gun activated the whole time as he was studying seals. In fact, when he heard about seals for the first time, his sounding gun was activated, so ever since he heard about seals, he had a sounding gun activated. Where am I getting at with this? Because he had the sound gun activated and he was able to copy all the ceiling jutsu down, what's the word? Implanted the seals in his brain, and that allowed him to do I two-stock this guy? That allows him to cast ceiling jutsu from his eyes because he remembers all the ceiling jutsu. And I do two-stock the guy. That is so nice. Does that make much sense? Not as much as I'd hope, but it's the logic I'm gonna go with. But if you don't like that, the two reasons is just that I wanted to, and it'd be more convenient and more cool. So yeah, back to the story. Let's get right into the action and jump straight to when they're in the forest. Team 7 are searching for the other scroll they need when they come across a team of Uchiha. The Uchiha attack without exchanging any words. Remember, the Uchiha don't die in this world. As Sasuke and Sakura prepare for battle, Minato stands there motionless with his hands in his pockets. He suddenly activates his Sharingan and places a paralysis seal on all three of the Uchiha. The three stopped in place as they were about to clash with the team. He then places flying lightning seals on their stomachs using his eyes still, and uses the jutsu immediately to send 4 marked kunai already to each of their stomachs. Blood then starts to drip from their mouths, which happens since they can't cough it out. He then teleports the one in the middle directly in front of him and places a seal on the scroll concealed in his pouch. He teleports the scroll into his own pouch, and then teleports the Uchiha away while canceling the paralysis. Minato then throws the kunai as far as he can. It landed about halfway to the tower. He teleports to that kunai. Teleports the kunai to his hand and then throws it as far as he can once more. He teleports to it again, and this time it hits the tower. He then walks inside, and as soon as he does, he teleports both Sasuke and Sakura, who are in the middle of a conversation about how Minato just left them without saying a word. Sorry about that. I was trying to set a record, so I was kind of focusing on the team and getting here, Minato said nervously as he rubbed the back of his head. Sasuke and Sakura remain dumbfounded as Iruka appears and lets them know that they set the fastest time in the world, with 4 minutes, beating the previous record by 2 days, 7 hours, and 46 minutes. The preliminaries still happen as they all go as they did in canon except for Minato's match. Are you ready for this, Minato? Kiba asks as he took his stance. You know it, Minato responded. It began, and before Kiba or Akamaru could charge, Minato had already sent 24 shuriken at Kiba, pinning him to the wall. Kiba tries to escape using substitution, but feels his chakra being drained. Those shuriken have a seal that drains your chakra and saves it in themselves, Minato explained. So, unless you want me to do that, I'd suggest you surrender, Minato said with a cold tone. I don't know what that is, but I won't give up no matter what. Get him, Akamaru, Kiba exclaimed. Akamaru barks in agreement and runs over to Minato and then uses tunneling fang. Minato merely catches Akamaru, dispelling the jutsu. I tried to warn you. There's no going back now, Minato said with a cold, killing tone. Kiba starts to sweat as he feels a shiver go down his spine. Minato walks slowly to Kiba while holding Akamaru down. He then places his right hand on Kiba while still holding Akamaru with his left hand. Seal! Minato exclaimed as he placed a seal on both of them. He then stares at Kiba with a blank expression as silence falls in the arena. What did you do? Kiba asks fearfully, breaking the silence. The seal I placed on the two of you means one thing and one thing only, Minato said as he removed the shuriken from Kiba. Kiba immediately started swinging at Minato, but he dodged all of them effortlessly. He punches Kiba in the face. Akamaru then winces in pain. Minato jumps back and says, The seal means that anything that happens to one of you, it happens to the other person the seal is placed on. Minato then kisses Akamaru's cheek as Kiba suddenly feels a kiss placed on his own. Kiba gags at this as Minato grows a devilish smile. This means that if I were to, I don't know, do something like this, Minato begins as he starts to tickle Akamaru. Hey, stop it. No, no, Kiba says as he's being tickled. You'd feel it too, Minato finishes. Akamaru is crying with laughter, and so is Kiba. Give up, Minato tells Kiba. Never, Kiba says through laughter. Minato then increases the tickling to an extreme extent, excluding Gaara since he doesn't know humor. Everyone else in the arena is amused at the antics. The Jonin all have grins on their faces while the Genin are just laughing along. Even Neji, who's too serious, Sukimaru, who's too lazy, and Tamari and Kankuro, who are too, I don't know, who are too, arrogant, they're all smiling. Minato tickles the two of them until they both pass out. That takes about 5 minutes of just pure laughter. The other matches then go the same, and they are given a 1 month training period. And that is the end of chapter 5. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You may be wondering why didn't they meet over tomorrow? You are going to find that out pretty soon. By pretty soon I mean like 1 or 2 videos soon, so just wait. And for Isabu and I'm gonna say this now. For Isabu and Kurama, I probably have like 1 more video until I finish that series off. No, I have 2 more videos until I finish that off. So here's what I'm gonna do. I have like 3 videos until I finish this off. I have 2 videos until I finish that off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep doing What-If Naruto and Minato switch places until I upload the penultimate video, the second to last video of season 1, right? And then I'll go back to What If Naruto had Isabu and Kurama, and then I'll upload the second to last video, and then I'll do this thing where I upload the finale on both on the same day. If you don't understand me, if you didn't understand what I meant was, so earlier I said there's like 3 or 4 more parts until this What If is finished for part 1. I'm going to do 3 of those parts. Let's just say that's 4. I'm going to do 3 of those parts, right? So 3 videos back to back to back of this What If, usually of this What If. But what I usually do is 2 videos of each What If, and then go back to the other one. But since I'm close to the ending on both of these What Ifs, I'm going to do this: 3 videos on this one, then I'm going to switch over to Isabu and Kurama, the second to last video on that one, then I'm going to post the finale for that one, and the finale for this one on the same day. If you still don't get it, sorry, I'm not really good at explaining things, especially for like dry throat, and you'll just get to see it. But yeah, no, that's it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, and until next time, Nexus out.